Thursday show. My name is Suzanne Castle. This is 10 minutes of high powered content of someone who's just thinking about the world a little bit differently. And I cannot wait for you to meet the fabulous Jennifer. Let me tell you a little bit about her because this woman is absolutely stunning. So, not only is she a mindset coach and a speaker, an author, a blogger, a podcaster, but what you need to know about her coaching realm is that she talks about health and business and how it really internally affects everything that we do, from her husband to her children to all of her running. All of these pieces come into what she does as she tries to up level people to their life. The parts of her world is all about, aligning those pieces together. And it was really exciting to have her come on and talk a little bit more about beating the toughest obstacle, which is the title of her memoir, which really uncovers that time in her life when she was able to uncover from pain, from frustration, from a really kind of terrible diagnosis that she got of atypical trigeminal neuralgia. I hope that's the way that I say it. I'm sure she's going to talk a little bit about that. And she didn't get answers from any medical professionals. So she had to just be ruthless. She had to be tenacious. And she decided that she was the best path to healing herself. And so through relentless research and dogged determination, it allowed her to sneak around, sabotaging behaviors in her life and say, no more. I'm going to live my life differently. And now she lives pain and medicine free. And her desire is to teach that to other people, help them like reclaim their energy and their verve and their mindset so they can rise to exponential growth. And she's channeled all of that energy and enthusiasm into this amazing podcast that I know you're all going to want to check out called The Starter Girls, which she hosts every week. So we're going to put some links in below. So check the comments on this video and we'll get you hooked up with Jennifer and all of the amazingness on her podcast. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an athlete, if you're just an individual that really wants to just lift up those strengths about everything that you're doing, get beyond your challenges, then Jennifer is the person for you. Jennifer, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. That's just an incredible intro. Oh my gosh, I was like getting excited listening to you. It's so awesome.
Well, you are an exciting person. And I know that when we connected, we were just jamming and rocking and chatting and talking. And I knew immediately that I needed to get you in front of these people because you really are a terrific human. And so, why do you think that you're so passionate? Because you do. I know that everyone is already just catching that energy coming through the screen. Why are you so passionate about helping?
Well, because I feel like we have these moments in our life, and some of us just have extremely defining moments that really just make us change the trajectory of our lives. And I think when we can really get the space between our head in the right place, we can find that harmony that we're all looking for. I don't believe that there's balance because I think there's always this ebb and flow that we have to do in life. But I really feel like we can find true harmony and we have to work on us in that space between our head to find that. Because what happens is, I always talk about like the skeleton. It's like we're working on the skeleton of who we are as an individual. And when
Right.
we do that, all the things around us get better: relationships, business, our health, all of these things start fitting into pieces. So it's really for me about helping people just get the space between their ears in the right place so they can create that harmony and just find balance. What I say, not balance, harmony, but find the right pieces in our life in all the different areas.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And it's obvious to me that you really love what you do. And I know that you really are a champion of humanity in all of the ways that we do that. And so tell me a little bit about what you love the most about the work that you're doing right now.
Well, I really just love the ability to have influence. I love seeing people come to me for this one little piece that they're working on. Sometimes it's they want to level up their business. Sometimes it's, hey, I just want to be healthier, like physically healthier. But the reality is that we can work on these little pieces one at a time. But the problem is that we have to get the headspace right because
Right.
we want this to be longevity, right? Like I tell people, I'm not a band-aid. I'm not your band-aid. I'm going to help you be better. And so really, I love seeing people have that light bulb moment where they go, Oh my goodness. Like I just realized that a relationship that I had is better now because I've been working on me. It's like they have these moments in their life where they realize the work that we're working on, even though we started out over here, because I'm in the background really working on all these sabotaging and limiting beliefs that you have, really like working at that and building your self-confidence, that we're building you as an individual. And in the process, you show up completely differently. And that affects everything. So I just love being a part of that journey and watching them witness that moment where they have that incredible shift.
I know that you're probably collecting so many stories of just perseverance and people showing up just in a totally different way than they ever thought that they could. And I know that lots of people can turn to you and say, "Thank you for inspiring me and helping me along on that journey." Tell me a little bit about that defining moment that changed your life, maybe that even helped you write your memoir, because I know you've had.
Yeah, so I have actually two of them that I talk about. I mean, I know in life we have several defining moments, right? But they're
Right,
like
right.
two big ones. I always say the big one was when I walked out of my doctor's appointment, the final doctor's appointment that I had in December of 2015. And when I had gone on in there at this point, I had been on 6 different medications. I'd had my gallbladder taken out. I couldn't eat. I was running to try to divert the pain. I was doing all these things. And when I walked out that day, this is after that appointment, that doctor had told me I was a conundrum. They did not know what to do with me. And I was at such a low place in my life. Anybody that has ever suffered with depression, I openly share this. I was in a really bad state. But that day made a defining moment for me because when I walked out of there at that time, my kids were now pushing, 16, 12, and 8. And I was at a place where they needed me there. And so I really just had to get in a place of, look, it's do or die, you got to do something here. And so that was my major shift that improved my health. But the second big moment came in January of 2018 when I was sitting in a conference and I had recognized that I had a pattern of chasing crisis or chasing goals. So I was coming in and out. If I didn't have this major crisis going on, I was after a goal, and that condition just happened to be a major crisis. And so it really opened up my eyes to this pattern of behavior and self-destruction I was having. And so I was sitting in this conference and I just remember being in another bad place of like, I'd had all this success, I'd conquered this disease, but I was still unhappy. I was still in a bad state. And so in that conference, I made a decision that day that I was going to work on me and I was going to start reading. And that was the second biggest thing I did was open a book. I've read pretty much every day since that day because
Wow.
it really just allowed me to open my mind to other opportunities and just become industrious.
Right. So if someone was going to start to think about, okay, what can I take control of and all this chaos that's swirling around me, and if I want to persevere differently, I want to be about that mental game in a different way, that space between the ears, as you like to say. What are some steps that you would lead them towards?
Oh, I love this question. Oh, I talk about these 7 things, and obviously we're not going to get into them all here because I don't want to give everything. I just want to leave a little teaser
Oh,
there.
we love
But
nuggets. Give us a
the
nugget.
thing is with this, it's all about sustainable change. It is about building upon, building upon, building upon, creating consistency. Because in creating consistency, what do? We build self-esteem. We have confirmation bias. We add that tool to our tool belt, and we get that I can do it superpower increased. And so really, I just tell people, look at where you are and figure out what is the one thing you can do today from where you are with what you have that can make that change. It
Mm,
can get you closer to that goal, that change, whatever you're wanting to do, that one simple thing, and just get consistent upon that. And
right.
pick up a book. Pick up a book. That
And
would
pick
probably
up
be
a
the
book.
best thing I would say.
So if someone was going to pick up a book, let's say that I love this, by the way. It's, I try to tell people it's the small, insignificant, but consistent changes that we make that have the biggest impact. It's not
Right.
you suddenly won the lottery. It's
Right.
the little things that you show up every day and you change internally, which then changes your action and your behavior. So let's say, okay, someone has a something, whether it's I'm going to stop smoking or I'm going to make a career change or I'm going to whatever it is. Okay. And then if you were going to say one book, what would be the one book you want them to open up?
I would probably pick up, and I don't know that it's Gary. I want to say Gary James Bishop. Stop doing. I can't say the word, but he's got such a great book. I don't want to say it on here, but his book or a John Maxwell or
Oh
Jen
yeah.
Sincero. Any one of those authors have great books. I pick one of those because it's got to be something that gets you lit up. I've got clients that I'm working with right now, and they'll be reading the newspaper and looking at stuff on media, and they're like, I can't figure out why I'm not motivated to go to work. No, no, no. find something that when you get done with that, like you are so charged up and fired up that you want to create change. You want to get to work.
I think that's important. There's so much that we're confronted with, and it's just populating in our brain. And I don't think that a lot of people, at least a lot of my clients, they don't realize that what they're putting in is directly affecting how they are taking action or they're staying in inaction. And so, one of the first things that we do, I know, is we look at, okay, well, what are you reading and what are you watching and what are you listening to? Let's maybe make some subtle shifts there. You might like let's give your mind some food that's different than what you're already getting. And I love the way you're saying that. And I agree with you. I think all those authors are amazing places to start. I also think reading some of your work would be an amazing place for someone to start, if I might say so.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's say that people wanted to connect with you in some form or fashion. How should we make that happen?
Go to my website. That's probably the best. It's just
Okay,
Jennifer
we're gonna
Loading.
drop it in.
Yep, we can drop it. It's jenniferloading.com. Easy. My podcast, book, all my blog, everything's connected there. And of course, I'm on all social media platforms. I'm not hard to find. I tell people if you just punch my name in there, something will come up. Even my running will come up in there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And did you want to put a quick plug in for your podcast? Because I would love
Yes,
to get
check
more
out the
people.
Yes, check out the podcast. Love it. We've actually, I'm going to do a little little teaser here because we're making some changes to the lineup come January. I'm super, super stoked about this. Excited. I have been in the process of really trying to expand this whole podcast and the reach with this because I tell people this is just a piece of what I'm trying to create. And so I've got a new business partner coming on. I'm super excited about that we're going to be doing. So yes, check out Starter Girlz with a Z. I always say Z because I got to be a little crazy. I can't have everything. And yeah, we've got a great lineup coming up in January. So super excited about everything that's going on with that.
Yes. Jennifer, thank you so much. I know this was quick and it was fast. Your energy is so contagious, and I know people will want to check you out. So everybody, again, be sure and check. I'm putting it up on the screen right now, but also be sure and check in the links below. And we will get you connected. And thank you so much for your time. Everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.